This problem asks us to solve the quadratics by using the quadratic formula. In order to do so, we need one of the sides of the equations to equal 0. So if we look at 7 here, if we subtract 7, this side will equal 0. And this side on the left, 3x squared plus 5x minus 7 will equal 0. It's now in standard form. We need to first identify a, b, and c. A comes from the coefficient of x squared, b comes from the coefficient of x, and c is our constant, -7. So I'm going to jot down a note. A equals 3, b equals 5, and c equals -7. And we're going to sub that in for our quadratic formula, which is listed at the top. So negative b is -5, plus or minus the square root of 5 squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2 times a. I've found that it's easiest if we simplify the discriminant here underneath the square root first. 5 squared is 25. 4 times 3 times -7 will be a positive. 12 times 7 is 84. 25 plus 84 is 109. So we can rewrite this problem simply putting -5 plus or minus the square root of 109 now, divided by 2 times 3 is 6. This is where we split up into two solutions where we can type in -5 plus the square root of 109 divided by 6, and it will give us 0.907. And that is one of our zeros, 0.907. The other one comes from -5 minus square root of 109 divided by 6, which should give us -2.573. 2.573. There's our two solutions. Part B is exactly the same except for one side already equals 0. We're going to identify A as 1 because we have 1x squared, B as -6, and C as -8. Sub this in for the quadratic formula. We get x equals -b, so that's going to be a +6 now, plus or minus the square root of -6 squared minus 4 times a times c, all divided by 2 times a. To simplify, we can write x equals 6 plus or minus the square root, and simplify under the radical. 6 squared is 36 plus 32, which is going to equal 68 divided by 2. Split it up into two solutions and type it into a graphing calculator. We should get 6 plus the square root of 68 over 2. And 6 minus the square root of 68 over 2, resulting in our two zeros. One is 7.123, and the other is -1.123.